Friendly reminder that I am partnered with Instant Gaming, which is a great website where you can purchase tons of games for up to 70% off. So if cheap games is something that interests you, make sure you check the description down below and use my affiliate link to shop their website. They have tons of new releases, pre-releases, and also tons of Sims 4 packs that I personally recommend. And also in the description, don't forget to enter the monthly giveaway that they are hosting on the channel for a chance to win any game of your choice off their website for free. So without further ado, let's get into the video. What's the deal, pickles? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I'm Cute Sims, and today I am doing a different kind of video, okay? One that I honestly should have made forever ago, but it's here now, and that's all that matters. But as most of y'all may know, I've been in the process of creating my save file for literally forever now. And a big part of that is, of course, you know, making Sims and giving townies makeovers and building my own lots, of course. But a super underutilized feature in The Sims 4, I think, is the calendar. And it's literally the best rendition of a calendar I feel like we've gotten in any of the Sims games. Like that whole ability to make your own holiday. 10 out of 10 feature. But there's not that many included by default. And so I ended up taking some time a while back to just completely fill my calendar to my heart's content with all types of holidays and traditions for my Sims to hopefully celebrate. And I do just want to preface that I am American, so this is a pretty American calendar, okay? It's personalized to, it's personalized to like the holidays and stuff that I'm familiar with. So unfortunately, it's not super diverse in terms of like celebrations and like just different cultures, like different holidays. And so I'm not trying to exclude anybody or their traditions or anything like that. It's just more than likely like I'm just unfamiliar with like holidays and cultures outside of my own. Yeah, I just wanted to stick with what I know for this calendar and not run the risk of like offending or doing anything wrong. And so the last thing that I want to say before we get into the video is that I do just want to give a huge shout out to Shippity here on YouTube, who inspired this video way back in December, I think, with their holiday ideas video. And also, sorry, one more thing, but I do want to preface that I do use a couple of mods in connection with the calendar. I have some mods that give me custom traditions, and I have a more icons mod that allows me to pick different pictures for like the holidays on the calendar, you know, the icons. All of which will be linked down below in the description somewhere if y'all want to download them. But I think the most important mod that you'll need if you want to attempt to create a calendar like mine or recreate mine identically, you will need Little Miss Sam's 21 days instead of 28 days mod for the calendar. And basically in game options under environment, if you own seasons, you'll see a season length option here, which indicates how many sim days each season in your game will be. And our three default options are 7 days, 14 days, or 28 days, which is 4 sim weeks. And to me, 14 days didn't seem like enough time to add and celebrate all the holidays that I wanted to, but 28 seemed like way too many. Like, I'm not trying to play in the same season for that long. And so this mod was the perfect middle ground, and I highly suggest it. And so with all of that out of the way, let's get into the actual calendar. And so one last thing that I want to point out before I read off some of these holidays that y'all will see is that not all of them are intended to be like holidays. I think of some of them as like national days, you know, so it technically appears on the calendar like a holiday, but if it really isn't applicable to the household I'm playing with, I just have them skip out on it. Hopefully that explanation makes sense, but if not, y'all will see what I mean when I get to literally one of the first holidays on the calendar. But there is only one calendar or one holiday that is not displayed on this calendar at the moment that I have, and that is because it takes place on the first Sunday of summer, which has already passed in this save file. But it's a day I just called Summer Starts, which is supposed to be a first day of summer holiday. I don't remember all the traditions I had it include off the top of my head, but I know there was probably water fun, barbecuing, drinking, fireworks, just like a big celebration, namely for like my teen and child Sims, since they're the ones who are no longer in school and on summer break. But yeah, it's just like a first day of summer, little, you know, woohoo, like, you know. I also didn't specifically set any of these summer holidays to give my Sims a day off from work/school because unfortunately in the game, the options are linked. Like it counts as a day off from school and work, which I don't like because obviously I still want my adult Sims to go to work. I just don't want my child Sims to go to school. And so I use a Deep Indigo's education overhaul mod, thankfully, which makes it so that your Sims naturally don't go to school in the summer unless you enroll them in summer school. And so I don't depend on the calendar functionality to give me that option for all these summer holidays. But if y'all like want that same effect, I would just probably tick it and indicate that you want your Sims to have the day off. Or I think Little Miss Sam also has a mod that like counts as like school holidays, so that you can have it set so that your Sims get a day off school but your adults still work. But the next holiday takes place on the first Tuesday of summer, and it's one of those like National Day holidays, but I have it marked as Pet Day, and literally the only tradition is to adopt a pet. And like I said, some households are obviously not going to follow this, especially if they have pets already or just don't seem like the type of family that would have an animal. So again, a suggestive holiday. The next holiday takes place the next day, and it's a game night holiday, which I specifically wanted for, again, my teen and child Sims while they're home for summer, but adult Sims can definitely still participate with any of their family or friends. I have the tradition set as games. They can also travel somewhere and go bowling, or they can play cards or ping pong, as long as it's a game of sorts, you know? And then I try not to clutter the calendar too much everywhere, so the Sims have Thursday as a regular day, and then Friday is a suggested block party. Okay, so this is a day that encourages party spirit, drinking, inviting guests, barbecuing, and fireworks. Okay, throw something on the grill. But again, if I was playing with a Sim who's like not super social or just like summer or something like that, I would just end the holiday early for them specifically. Next, we have Father's Day, and the traditions are to gift a parent, hug a parent, have a thankful spirit, go fishing as like, you know, a dad stereotype. And I also added in remembrance in case a Sim's dad is no longer in their lives. The Monday after that, we have the suggestion to visit a farm, and technically the only tradition is to go on vacation or travel, but I feel like it opens up the possibility for some gameplay, which is always nice, especially if your Sims are bored in the house during the summers. After that, we have the suggestion to have a bonfire night, which is a night where Sims can barbecue, use fire activities like the bonfire, drink, and again, have more party spirit. The following Thursday, we have the suggestion to plan a mini vacation, and for traditions, I have some custom ones, but I have go shopping, which to me is supposed to be like getting whatever supplies you might need, and then going on a vacation or traveling, or camping to fulfill it. Friday after that, we have Pride Day, which is a day where Sims will celebrate by showing the romantic spirit, setting off fireworks, having more party spirit, drinking, and streaking, okay? Giving very much 18 plus. And for the final week of summer, we have Super Bowl Sunday, which, like I said, I'm American, so that's why I included it, but I don't even like sports for real, okay? It's another excuse to throw something on the grill. And so the traditions are party spirit, barbecue, and sports TV, or watch sports TV. Wednesday after that, we have a suggested beach day, and the traditions are to go on a vacation or travel, have water fun, and invite guests, okay? The last summer holiday is on Saturday, and it's a very chill last day of summer holiday, which the only tradition I put is to sunbathe, but it's really just meant for like whatever I want my Sims to do on that last day. It's more so like an indicator to me to like let me know it's the last day of summer, you know, like maybe that's a reminder like we need to go fight somebody, you know, like maybe somebody needed that this summer and we got to get our ones in before fall comes around. But moving on, we officially enter autumn, and the first holiday I have is that first Sunday, and I call it back to school shopping. Again, it's suggestive, so if your Sims doesn't have anybody going back to school in the household, you can probably just skip it. But I have the tradition set as go shopping, and then I also have this mod that unlocks hidden holiday traditions that were given to us in the game, but we can't select. And so I use it to open up the shopping rebate tradition on this holiday. That way, anything we buy in build mode is slightly discounted. I think it says we earn like 10% rebate back. So, you know, period. We love back to school shopping deals. The first Monday of the season, we have first day of school, and I actually don't have any tradition set for it. Like, I don't need my Sims to do anything. I just need y'all to go to school, for real, if there's any kids. The second day of school, though, I have set as school picture day, and so that's something I would probably try to actually play out so that my Sims could have like little picture portraits to hang around the house or something to commemorate, you know, their first day of school and everything. And then there's no other holidays until that Saturday weekend, and I have a suggestive fall festival, which I added for like the Sims 3 vibes. I like to take my Sims to a lot that reminds me of those big festival lots we used to have, and I just like to have it be a little bit of a family outing. And so for traditions, we have vacation or travel, fire, art and music spirit, to carve a pumpkin, and to just start getting into the spooky spirit. The next holiday was a last minute ad, and it's solely for my own benefit, but I have a suggestion for my Sims to go to a Renaissance fair, okay? It's literally my dream to go to one, and until I get that opportunity, I am living vicariously through my Sims. And so the traditions are to go on vacation or travel, wear costumes, celebrate the art and music spirit, drink, and use some fire activities. Tuesday after that, I suggested a spooky movie night. There's only two traditions, which are to watch a movie and eat popcorn, but not only do I feel like this holiday gets my Sims into the spooky spirit, it once again reminds me that like Halloween is approaching in game. Like sometimes I straight up forget a big holiday is approaching until the night before when I get the little like reminder on the calendar, and by then it's too late to set up costumes or find a lot to visit or anything like that, and so I just don't like doing all that stuff last minute, and so popping this up in game is again just another heads up for me. And then of course we have Halloween, which consists of decorating, carving pumpkins, the spooky spirit, wearing costumes, and trick-or-treating. And the next day we have as Day of Remembrance, which is a day to pay respects for any Sims that have passed. The traditions are remembrance and festival lighting in case Sims want to light a candle or anything. And I added spooky spirit because I think it'll make it so that there's more like ghosts roaming around the world, in case I want to have any ghostly interactions. But I think that will come down to personal preference. Like if you don't like seeing ghost occults or anything, you probably could like not include that tradition. And finally, for the last week of fall, I have Monday is election day, okay? I like a little political drama in my game, since I have some mayors in a few of my Sims worlds. And so for traditions, the only thing I technically added is to air grievance because, you know, it's a stressful time, okay? But I would probably also have my Sims use the Eco Lifestyle Pack and like go vote at their mailboxes and everything. I just don't think I have that as traditions. And then the Wednesday after that, I have another call out holiday for myself, which I call Thanksgiving Eve, because again, the day of Thanksgiving in game is too late notice to have my Sims start cooking and decorating and blah blah blah, okay? I feel like anyone who celebrates Thanksgiving, like I think everybody who celebrates Thanksgiving starts cooking and cleaning for guests like the day before, because there's no way you could get it done on the same day. And so that's just what I wanted to set up here. And so for traditions, we have cleaning, decorate, baking, and going shopping, which I imagine as some last minute like grocery shopping in case, you know, you need some butter, like we ran out of butter before the turkey got made. The next day is of course Thanksgiving. The house should be decorated and you can go ahead and make those grand meals, invite over guests, and have a thankful spirit, and of course drink. And then the last holiday of fall, which takes place the day after Thanksgiving in real life, is Black Friday. I think it's only celebrated in the States if I'm not mistaken, but it's not really a holiday. It's just a day where there's a lot of sales going on. And so I of course have the tradition set up to go on vacation or travel, aka travel to the stores, go shopping, and I once again put the shopping rebate perk back on there so that we can actually get some discounts. Next, we finally move into winter, which is where a lot of inspiration was taken from Shippity's lovely holiday traditions video. But the first Sunday of winter, I have as a suggestion to pick a Christmas tree. I usually don't get my Sims house decorated for Christmas until the day of, and then by then, like, you know, the holiday spirit hasn't even had a chance to marinate, you know? Like, it's literally, we decorate the house for like a few hours and then everything is immediately deleted. And so picking out a Christmas tree on the first day of winter is supposed to be a nice way to really ease my Sims into the season. And so the traditions are to go shopping, of course, to travel to the store to pick up the tree, and to have some festive spirit. The Monday after that, I have a day set to start decorating for Christmas. Again, just trying to get into the habit of doing some of this prep work earlier for my Sims rather than later. So I have them clean, decorate, go shopping if necessary, and also invite guests, aka anyone that I want to have like helping out with decorating, like any extended family or girlfriends / boyfriends. The Wednesday after that, I have a suggestion to have a Christmas movie night, which is very self-explanatory and consists of watching a movie, festive spirit, inviting guests over, and baking. Then on the following Saturday, we have a Christmas festival, which is supposed to be just like the fall festival I showed y'all earlier, but you know, in Christmas. And so the idea is to have them travel to a lot and have winter fun, drink, and have a festive spirit. But I also have a rabbit hole here from a mod that I included, so Sims can choose to maybe just attend the holiday ceremony if that's more their vibe. Next Monday after that is another suggestion for ice skating, which I rarely ever have my Sims do, I'm realizing, but it matches the vibe for the season. And so the tradition is to travel, invite guests, have a party spirit, engage in winter fun, and of course go skating. Next holiday after that is on a Thursday, and it's a Christmas Friends dinner, which I remember vividly getting the idea from Shippity's video, but I really liked the way she described it. And I feel like it's a nice semi-formal event to get friends together rather than family. And for traditions, I have baking, festive spirit, inviting guests, grand meals, and giving gifts as a little Secret Santa exchange moment. The next suggestion is mostly for households with smaller children, but it's pictures with Santa. Again, just for memories and to get some pictures up around the house. And so for traditions, I have Father Winter set just to get him to spawn in the world. I would probably try to play this out at a mall or something, so I'm not entirely sure if it would work to like have him spawn on regular lots. But they obviously travel there and take photos and again engage in the festive spirit. Finally, for the last week of winter, we have that last Sunday as a last-minute shopping holiday. Okay, this is the time to pick up those last-minute gifts. So I have it set so that my Sims can do their last-minute decorating, go shopping, travel, and again, they get a little shopping rebate. That next Tuesday is at long last Christmas Eve, which is pretty basic traditions. Father Winter, baking, festive spirit, inviting guests, and decorating. And then the very next day, we have Christmas, which consists of the festive spirit, opening presents, winter fun, inviting guests, and a grand meal. Then, the last winter holiday takes place on Saturday, and it's a typical New Year's Eve where my Sims decorate, they embrace the party spirit, make resolutions, count down to midnight of course, and I also threw in giving them free food and drinks, which is again an unlocked tradition I accessed with a mod. The final season is spring, and that first Sunday after New Year's I called New Year's Day. I kind of wanted it to be less focused on resolutions since Sims probably just got done partying the night before, but they still have the day off, and so for New Year's Day I have cleaning, have a family dinner, making some pancakes, and I threw in playing cards if they have the extra downtime. Monday is resolution day, and that's when I ideally like for my Sims to work on whatever their resolution was. For traditions, I have fasting, health and wellness day, donating, volunteering, and it also encourages skill improvement because again, those first few days of a New Year's are always so nice, you know? Like, I really be feeling like I could turn my whole life around until that second week hits. On Wednesday, we have Mother's Day, which is celebrated with thankful spirit by hugging and gifting a parent, and if a Sim's mom is not in their lives, through remembrance. Next on Friday, we have Valentine's Day, which I just have for the Sims to go on a date, maybe travel, get into the romantic spirit, and I also gave them the free food and drinks so that there's no excuse not to go out and have a nice dinner. And for my single Sims, they can just watch romantic TV. Sunday after that is Easter, and it's surprisingly one of the only holidays I don't give myself a heads up for, but I don't feel like it really requires that much prep anyways. And so for traditions, I just have egg hunt, invite guests, have a grand meal, bake, and to interact with the flower bunny. The next day is a spring cleaning suggestion, which I just have my Sims clean and do some laundry and bake a little something something. Wednesday is a suggestion to have a picnic, either by yourself or as a date, and so I have baking, travel, read a book, and go on a date as traditions. Friday after that is Fool's Day, which is just April Fool's, and so we have mischief spirit and pranks for the traditions. Then Saturday we have Day of Play, which I don't know if y'all remember Worldwide Day of Play that Nickelodeon used to have, when they would literally like freeze your TV and nothing would play on that channel all day, and it would just be like this message popping up on the screen that said go outside and play, you know? Like that stuff used to make me sick. But it's a child-centered holiday where you play games, travel, or have water fun. Again, a suggestion just to get your babies out of the house. Then on the last Sunday of spring, we have Sunday Reset, which is a scheduled day for relaxation, okay? Taking a nice calming bath, meditating, getting a massage, or relaxing in a sauna. Earth Day is Tuesday, and its traditions are to participate in a beach cleanup, garden, volunteer, go hiking, and travel. We have Tax Day on Wednesdays, because I like to make my Sims suffer the way I have to with the Kiara Sims mod. And then finally, that last day of Friday, we have the last day of school for teens and kids, and we have Ding Dong Ditch, fighting and airing grievances, because you know some people be needing that before summer break, and the party spirit. And so that is my entire little calendar setup. I hope you guys found at least one new holiday from here to add to your own game. And if you did, let me know which one, because y'all know I'm nosy, alright? But that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys!